Hey everyone, it's Birdie here, the recycled hippie chick. I am going down a squirrel path, so I might as well take you with me. I lost there it is, my cleaning cloth. Okay. I have been down so many rabbit holes that I started looking at this little tag I got from Rikki Tikki Tavi, and I was comparing it with one I had found. And I thought, I've never actually used a real tag. I always just cut up, masterboard what I have. I thought, well, I'm going to sit and do some collages. But no, I ended up working in I bought these from Rikki, a couple of pressure canning books, and I gutted them and started making, signatures in them to make books out of them. And I thought, well, I need to make pockets and stuff. And then I'm thinking, why make pockets? I have boxes full of them out in the art room. It's just too cold to go rummage through them. So I put those aside. I had started putting things on each page here, and I thought, well, I'll put these together, with everybody on camera. Then I thought I was going through stuff to find to put in them. And then I thought, why don't you just grab something out of your box and take each page and just do something with it? So I grabbed this out of my box, and it's got these, it's a magazine. And it's got these little pictures on the inside. It's like samples of fabric, the patterns they have. And, I thought, I'm just going to tear each one off, and I'm going to do something with each one as I come across it. So some of them I think I'll put on I want to take these cards and kind of put them together and make let me show you what I made. For the back of my ship journal, it goes in my pocket. I took 2 cards and I just, collaged them together so that I could put a tag inside. So I thought, well, I could do that and use these as a focal. Just collage this on there and bam, it's done. So I'm going to do that. And then I ran across this page in a magazine, more pictures. And I thought, well, I've got this little background paper that I've been, smooshing paint on. It went in a magazine, and I was like, wow, I kind of like the way it looks. I've practiced with some, what do you call those? Pastels and stuff. I've tried drawing some of these flowers over here, and I thought, wow, that would look cute just in that as a little tag or a journaling card also. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to start with this page here, and we'll just go for it. Just start tearing these pictures out and doing something with them as we come to the next picture. What have y'all been doing? I know a lot of us have had snow. I know we had about 2 inches of real wet, heavy snow last night, and it's already melted off. My best friend Tracy, who lives down in Missouri, right on the Missouri-Arkansas line, they were supposed to get a foot. I don't know how much they ended up getting. Haven't talked to her yet today, but other friends of mine in Branson, they were showing their snowfall. It looked like maybe they got about 4 inches. So I know some of them lost power in the night, but let me tell you, when you're in Missouri, you are always prepared, because when I lived in Branson, I think every home had an oil lamp. That was just something that every Missouri family had, was an oil lamp. And I even saw one on Facebook saying, had to get the oil lamp down and turn it on. We ran out of power. So at least they have light. So we all kept one of those, usually on our refrigerator, and it was usually always full of oil. So with the power going out, a strike of a match, and you had nice light. So I don't know by the end of the day what has happened, if the snow has stopped. I don't know anywhere else in the country because I don't watch the news. And of course, you know, if it doesn't have to do with politics, they don't really talk about it. So I haven't seen what else is going on. I'm just going to start right there. I'm going to start with those. And let's just go for it. I'll push those aside and we will use this. And let's use this as part of our background. Let's get some color on there. So we'll add to our little bit of background that we're doing. Where's my little credit card? My little Smushorama. There it is. Just gonna get some color. Kind of make my own little painty paper. And because we don't want just boring background papers. That's why. Let's do these lightly and then smush them and see what happens. There we go. I had something weird happen on my... I have a Roku on my TV, and that's how I stream my YouTube. And for some reason last night, I was watching a video, and all of a sudden it said, "You have paused your history." And I don't have any idea what I touched or bumped to pause my history. So I kind of ignored it because it didn't stop me from watching videos. And then this morning I was watching Janet Nash, and I had to get off because somebody was at the door. And when I went back to it, it didn't save where, I stopped, which must be my paused history. And then I came in here in the little bedroom where I'm doing my arting right now, and I turned this little bitty TV on and turned this Roku on, and it doesn't show that I've twice started watching Janet Nash's video, and it doesn't show, normally it'll show the picture of her channel, and it'll show a red line at the bottom showing how far you got and where you stopped, in the middle of her 30 minutes, it'll have the red line, stop here, if you had to stop early. Well, there was no red line. And so I went to my history. It didn't show I've watched Janet at all. Isn't that strange? So the lady was here to do my tax returns today. A friend of mine does them. And while she was piddling, I was looking on my phone, and I seen where it said pause history on off. So I pushed off. And so I came back in here and was getting on this TV again, and it still wasn't showing that I had watched Janet. So I started watching her again, and it didn't show up. So I've watched Janet 3 times, but there's no proof of it. So then I flicked over and watched Linda. It did show that I watched Linda. Isn't that weird? And then I went to Recap Crafted by Carol, and it showed that I watched Carol. So I flicked back over to Janet. Nothing. So I don't know what the heck is going on with my YouTube. It's like if something weird can happen, I'm the one it happens to. That's just the way I roll. Sasha was here to do my taxes. My brand new printer that I just got last May, I've hardly used. Matter of fact, I do the $3.99 a month to get the ink so that it's, you know, you can use as much ink as you want for $3.99 a month. And when you're out, they send you more. They automatically see that you're out and they send you more. Well, I haven't even used enough to order ink yet. That's how little I've used this printer, because every time I get on it, I can't figure out how to run it. Well, Sasha's got one just like it, only the older model, the last year's model. So she's like, it's just, you just don't know how to work it, you know. So she gets on it, and guess what? She can't figure it out either. Now it's not working at all. It doesn't shut off. You have to unplug it. It's just, I'm going to call them. She said, well, you're past your warranty date on it. I said, I don't care. I'm going to call them and complain that I have never, ever been able. How tacky does that look? How tacky does that look? I'm just going to tell them that I've never been able to use it and that I've been unsatisfied since the get-go. We'll see. We'll see what they do. We'll see if they let me swap it out or something. I did get on. First thing you have to do is get on the little app and go to their little digital help center. And I did all that. And they asked what was my question. And I told them that my question is, how do I talk to a human on the telephone? So they flash up the number of how to do it. And it says, we will keep this chat available as long as you need to. So you can step away from the phone and do whatever you need to do. And so I went to get a piece of paper to write the phone number down, and just as quick as I could get up, it flashed, the screen gone and the phone number's gone. And in order for me to get it, I have to go clear back through all the help thing again. So I'm just like, this is the way I go. That's the way we do it. So that's been my day. Then she gets my taxes done. She does them for me on TurboTax. And then she says, oh, great, look here. They're not accepting state. They're revamping the state system, and they're not ready yet. So I can finalize your federal, but I can't finalize your state yet. They'll send you an email when they have it revamped. I'm like, great. So it's always something, always something. Anyway, that's my wine for the day. It was a beautiful snow, so I will say that. I'll find something beautiful in this wine, and that was that my snow was beautiful today, and I didn't have to, well, I did run to the store, but I didn't have to. But I ran to the store, and the roads were fine, and everything's great. Well, I don't know what I want to do here. I think I'm going to go over this one with a different. I've already done black, so I'm thinking about just using gesso on this one and not the black, because where's my big thing of gesso? Sorry, I'm in your way. Because I don't want to do black on black, so I'm going to do these two stencils with some gesso. It's just background, so it's no big deal, right? Doesn't matter if we get it perfect. And I probably have 1,500 backgrounds out in the art room too, but we need it now. We need to play now. There we go. Voila. Now, I'm going to dry for a second. Okay. Stuff flying everywhere. Don't know if we can see that or not. This light is so blurry. This is so glary to me where I'm sitting that I can't hardly tell what I'm doing here. But that's okay. We're just playing. Just getting our finger. Oh, there. Now I can see it. Just getting our fingers dirty. There we go. Now we're getting there. What does Linda say? Now we're cooking with oil. We're cooking with gas. I don't know what she says. Okay, there we go. Now, I'm happy. 2 little backgrounds made. Boom. So, let's see which ones go with which. Neither. Dear. Okay, well, one flew somewhere, and I don't know where it went, so I guess I'll run across it later on the floor somewhere. So we'll go ahead and cut another one out real quick. Boy, I should have paid attention to my colors. I did not pay attention to that. I just grabbed stuff and smushed it on, which is fine. Okay, now, how do we want to do this? Do we want to cover it, the whole thing, with one of these and just put this on it and bam, be done? Or do we want to like collage it and put something else behind it as we stick it on? How do we want to do that? You know, I'm having a real hard time using my scrapbook paper, so maybe we should try a piece of it. What are these? Are these stickers? What do you do with these? What am I going to do with these? These are stickers. They're so clean and put together. How do we grunge them up? Okay, let's force ourselves. Let's force ourselves to grunge those up and work those in. So let's do this. Let's just start with this one. And let's get it on here. It's like this. And the reason I'm setting it over is because it gives me something to wrap around. Oh, crap. You guys, look what I just did. Do I peel it off? No. Just let this one go. That's just the way that one's going to be, because I don't want to peel that off. So we're just going to cut this one off, and we'll just make this one like an ATC card or something. I don't know. Do ATC cards have a certain size they have to be, or can they be playing card size? We're just going to do that. Oh, look, and it's plain on the other side. How boring is that? But let's do it. Let's go ahead and finish off our mistake and make it beautiful. We're going to work through the ugly on this, and we're going to fix it. So let's fold this one over. Okay, we'll do that. Let's get our little watercolor out over here. Let's just dab in here. Get some color going. Okay. We'll set that aside and let it dry. We'll continue on until that's dry. We have to glue it on this side so we can see the picture. Note to self, Birdie. Okay, here we go. We'll try again while our mishap is drying. There we go. Now, I don't know the right way to do this. This is just the way I'm doing it. I just want to play. And then nobody goes on the playground and says, no, this is the way we play. Oh, when you play, you play. There we go. Now we've got our two little cards glued together. I'm going to cut them up here. I'm just going to go ahead and fold that over. I'm going to cut this. I don't want to fold it up because I've got so much bulk there that I'm going to go ahead and cut it off down here also. And I'm going to go ahead and glue this down because I like this rough rustic edge over here. And then we're going to take something and put it on the bottom to seal it. It's because we want it to be a pocket. So we want to seal this bottom end. So let's just reach over here in our magic little container of fabric that I just rust dyed. I'm not using the, I have some with keys on it too, and they were so adorable, but I'm going to use those for something special. I don't know what yet. I'll probably hoard them for years and not use them at all. Okay. Let's enclose our bottom. We'll see how good this Yahoo works at on fabric closing something up. I didn't get enough up here. There we go. I hope you guys can see. This light has got to be changed, but I just don't have another light to change it with. I don't even have a hot coffee in here on my warmer today. I feel lost. Okay, now I think I want to, well, what am I doing? I'm making this adorable little pocket and I haven't even put my picture on it yet. Look what I'm doing. I don't know. I just like it like this. Isn't that terrible? Okay, I'm seeing something here. I'm seeing something. There we go. I'm just going to do that. I think I'm liking that. I was just liking that background too much. I might go the other way. I'm loving this torn part. Oh, I know what I could do. I could enjoy that torn part and turn this over and do it over here. So I'll have a picture on one side and beauty on the other of the torn part. That's what I'll do. And it's really getting warm in here, so I've brought in a little portable heater because my feet were cold the other night and now I'm really toasty, so I may have to get up and shut this little heater off behind me. And let's find a little stamp to put back here on this little piece of material. Needs a little stamp. Man, it's gonna have to be really little. Here's a little, man, goodness sakes, guys. Okay, I'm just going to do this because I don't have a stamp really small enough. So let's just, what did I do with my black ink? Here it is. Okay, let's just do this. Put this like that. There we go. There we go. Okay. Now, there's one pocket done. I've got to shut off this heater. Okay, onward and upward. Now, we're not making cards to go in them. We're just making the pockets right now. So there's one down. Let's go ahead and fix up our mess, our little card that we let dry. Do we have something that'll cover the back? Let's see here. We can go ahead and cover it with that. Ugh. Sometimes this Yahoo glue is really goopy. Do you guys know that? Notice that? How it's really kind of soft. Softer than, you know, your average glue stick. And you forget and you just really push kind of hard and it smushes everywhere. Or it reaches a rough edge of something, a piece of paper or the stencil, and it smushes through it. That's what I run into. Okay, now this is where I want to take some of those scrapbook paper stickers and see if we can't grunge them up and add them to this. Okay, put these in my smaller than $1 bin, because they will be used and at another time, at another date. Okay, let's see what we got here. Let's just take one of these and go down the side. And I will probably have to glue that on because my card is still very damp. And I'm sure that's not going to stick. That one really doesn't need to be grunged too much because it's a neutral color. So we'll just stick that one on. And then we will I don't have a dauber for the black. Ugh, I'm getting my, I can't do that. I'm getting black. I'm getting paint in my black ink. Gesso. I rinsed it out, but it didn't rinse very good. I'll just use the edge of this one. It'll be blackish brown. We'll say we planned it like that. So we just want to grunge it up. There we go. That's a little grungerama. Oh, let's put it under that word angels because, you know, it makes the dogs look like they're little angels. Let's do that. Sometimes this stuff just looks planned, doesn't it? And this is our mess up card. This is the way it works. Sometimes it just turns out. Sometimes those turn out to be your best pages that you enjoy. There we go. And this was that one with those ugly dots, and it turned out pretty darn cute, didn't it? There we go. Another one done. This will be a card. It won't be a pocket. Okay, how's our time? 34 minutes. Let's do one more. Where does the time go, you guys? Where does the time go? I want to explain, I want to tell you guys a little thing that's been bothering me lately, and it shouldn't. It should not be bothering me, but it has been. I sold one of my grunge packs. You know my grunge packs that I made, that I hammered the edges and put ink down in them and got them all juicy and yucky and make them grungy papers? Well, I put those on my Etsy page as grungy papers. I made 3 signatures of them, and I put a ribbon around them and took pictures of them and sold them as grungy papers. Now, I'm going to explain myself because it bothered me what happened. When I make those grungy papers, there's no decorating. I'm just grunging the papers up. In my mind, there's somebody out there that is A, handicapped, B, elderly, C, lives in a city and can't grunge their own papers. There's somebody out there who would like to have those grungy papers, but do not have the means to make them themselves. Now, when they get them, in my mind, they'll make them an art journal out of them and decorate the pages, right? That's what's in my mind when I make them. So I made this grungy pack and I put it on my Etsy shop and I sold it. Matter of fact, I've sold 3 of them so far. The first lady that bought hers said, "Oh my goodness, I loved my grungy pack. When are you going to make some more?" So I made some more and put them on. Well, that lady hadn't seen them yet, but someone else bought it. And then I notice I get a review. It's only 3 stars. I've never gotten anything but 5 stars before because I feel like I'm trying to make people happy. And I think, yay, Birdie, you're succeeding. You're making people happy. They're giving you 5-star reviews. Well, in comes my 3-star review. And she said, "I was hoping they would be more creative." Broke my heart because I wasn't making creative papers. I was just making grunge papers for you to make creative. So I have just stewed about it and stewed about it. And I almost made some more, you know, to send to that person and say, "I'm sorry that you were expecting something creative. I want to make sure you're happy." But then I was talking to a friend and she said, "No, you accomplished your goal. That's on them. I'm sorry they were expecting something else, but you accomplished your goal." So I just want you guys to know, for the most part, everything I do is naked. That means you get to buy it and make it your own and make it your own work of art. I'm just a starting off point. I'm building it for you. I'm getting it all put together, and on some pages, I'm giving you a start off point. Like, I'll put some color on some pages. I'll put some pockets here and there. And usually the pockets or the tags aren't even completely done. You know, I'm making these tags, but you can put what you want on the back. You can finish off the front. You can doodle. You can do whatever you want. So, anyway, I just want you to let you know, any of those of you out there who may shop my shop on Etsy, that's what I'm doing. I just want to make that clear. So I don't want anybody to be misled and think they're getting a full finished journal from me when you're not. You're getting something naked. Anyway, just had to throw that out there, make myself feel better. I can go on now. Okay. I'm sorry, kitties. I don't mean to whack you off. but there's not enough room for everybody on here. So this is how we do it. Now, I don't know what I'm thinking. I'm using, this is tacky glue. It is not Mod Podge. I don't know. My brain was thinking when I grabbed that brush and stuck it in there that it was Mod Podge, and it is not. We'll see. This will be an experiment, whether tacky glue works the same as Mod Podge or not. You know, I'm kind of wanting this to, what do you call it? You know, it turns kind of clear when it dries and you can kind of see through it. That's what I'm wanting it to do. Transparent. Usually when you do some of this tissue paper or deli paper, it'll kind of go transparent and you can see what's behind it. We'll see. Tacky glue does that. Let's go ahead and just tacky glue it all. Has anyone sent any Happy Mail over the pond? If so, is it expensive? I know they've been hit, cyber hit right now. So I'm just wondering, can we mail stuff to them, or is it only stuff that can't go out? I'd like to send some Happy Mail over there, but I don't want to take some old used paper and stuff and ink and send it over there if it's going to cost a new price. Okay, I hear hubby up, so that means he's going to be wanting some supper here shortly. So I am going to call this good. Another one. Another pocket. We've done 2 pockets and a tag. Okay, we'll let the glue dry, and there we have it. Thank you for hanging out with me today. I enjoy every time I'm with you. Bye-bye from Birdie. Can you even see that very well? I don't know if you could see any of those very well. There's one. That's our card. And this is our other one. Just in case you couldn't see him very well. I got to get all this figured out. Bye-bye from Birdie.